Hi everyone, it's John Mitchell. In today's video, we're going to look at corporate culture, which is the shared values and beliefs of the people within the business. Now, because different businesses have different employees, they will likely have different corporate cultures. Now, a business where the employees actually share the same values, it can create a positive environment where the employees actually spend more time together and collaborate more. So businesses will work really hard, or successful businesses will work very hard at developing a positive corporate culture and getting employees to believe in the same values that the business wants them to. Now, there's two types of corporate cultures that we need to know. The first one is the official corporate culture, and then we need to know the real corporate culture. So the official corporate culture is what the business actually intends the culture to be. So that can be seen in official documents such as the overall mission statement, the stated values that a business has, or even policies that it writes and expects employees to carry out. So this is what the business wants the shared values and beliefs of the people within the business to be, but it's not necessarily the case. Just because they want it to be that does not necessarily mean it is that, and that's where the real corporate culture comes into it. Now, the real corporate culture is the unwritten or the informal rules and values that the people within the business have. And we can see that in areas like the overriding management style, or the way that staff dress, or how employees treat each other, or how they treat customers. So in an ideal world, the real corporate culture will actually match the official corporate culture, but that does not always happen. So let's say, for example, one of the stated values of a particular business is, around collaboration. They want their employees to collaborate. That's what they value most. However, the overriding management style in that business is an autocratic or a persuasive management style, which really doesn't allow for for collaboration to occur. So that would be a business where the official, this is what we're saying we value most, but it's not really carried out. It's not in the real corporate culture. So in an ideal world, those two will match up. The real corporate culture will match the official corporate culture, but that isn't always the case. So there are often different elements that make up the corporate culture to determine what type of culture they have. And there's a whole range of elements that we can look at here, but we're just going to look at 5 quickly. So as I said before, a value statement. So the values that the business has, it could be the physical layout. So when I spoke about collaboration before, well, one way to try and look at that to develop that is to say, well, what kind of layout do we have? Is there an open space that actually encourages collaboration? Also, the heroes or the narrative. So the unique stories of the business and the people that the business look up to and actually celebrate. Now, rituals, that could be things like social gatherings or any kind of awards ceremonies or anything like that, and also the practices within the business. So the practical processes that happen every single day that are put in place within the business that can help. That's one of the elements of the corporate culture. So we also need to look at how a business can develop their corporate culture. So if they want their real corporate culture to match their official corporate culture, then they need to work on developing that. And so here are just some really simple strategies, things like management actually providing an example of the culture in action. So if it's about collaboration, well, the manager should be collaborating with the employees and with the people that they're working with. Communicating the desired value. So if there is a stated values that the business wants the employees to have most, then they need to be communicated so that all the employees clearly understand, but not just communicated once, constantly communicating and reinforced throughout the business. Training in line with the desired culture. So if they value customer service, if that's one of their core values, to have amazing customer service, then the employees should be trained in how to deliver that amazing customer service. The positive reinforcement through recognizing and rewarding employees and celebrating employees that actually demonstrate the desired values that the business has. So that positive reinforcement. And also developing on the elements that we went through in the previous slide. So things like actually creating a value statement or changing the layout of the facilities to help develop the values that the business wants the employees to embrace. Now, if we look at a real life example of corporate culture in action, we can look at the business Canva. Now, that's a relatively young business in Australia, so it's rated one of the best places to work throughout 2018. It was rated one of the best places to work. In fact, it was rated the best place to work in the category of 100 employees to 999 employees. So a really good achievement for a really relatively young company. Now, it's tried to build a culture that looks to empower everyone to create and communicate. So there's some of its core values: empowerment, creative, and communication. So how do they actually develop that? Well, there's a whole range of things that they do, but just some of them. They find ways to create interactions between staff so they do communicate together. One of them is a simple thing as they eat lunch together. at every one of their facilities, they all sit down and eat lunch together rather than going off to a cafe or anything like that. The lunch is provided for them in the facility, and they sit down on long tables and eat lunch together. And that helps create conversation about the projects that they're doing. They get to know each other. So that's that real communication. Also, they developed a set of core values, and they're communicated throughout the business constantly. They encourage team gatherings to celebrate success, so that small teams that they work in, so on the fourth dot point there, they structure into small teams that are empowered to make their own decisions on how to be creative and develop new software. But each team is then encouraged to celebrate their successes, to go out and find a way to celebrate their successes. So that helps create communication, and they're fully empowered. And that's some of the ways that they help develop a really positive culture. And as a result, it is a business that is being highly successful. Now that wraps up the videos for Area of Study 1. Congratulations on making it this far. Good luck in all your SACs for this area of study. The next videos are going to cover Area of Study 2. So for now, for questions, activities, and to find out about our exam preparation lectures, then come on over to teachingbubble.com.